Thanks everybody. What we're going to do is go a little bit more detail now about what some of the things we're seeing in the marketplace and in terms of trends. And specifically within Raven360, what we really focus on is building these digital customer academies for our customers. We all know a well-trained customer is a happier customer, is a customer who buys more, and a customer who ends up becoming brand loyal and typically an evangelist of a product or a service that they're using. When we think about kind of what we do is we stand up these white labeled digital customer academies, and there's two reasons for this, and these academies really sit in the middle of this ecosystem. Is that on the left side, our customers, we know when you build a great academy experience and it's on demand or subscription based or in fact free. Some customers do it for completely free, others charge for access. Both work, but we know that it generates monthly recurring revenue increase, annual recurring revenue increase, reduced churn. So there is a absolute data-driven benefit to giving a good customer experience. And we just talked about this from other leaders who you all know from this organization. Now, on the other side, we're all digital workers now in every industry. If you look at any industry in the world, there's a need for digital workforce knowledge skills. As a customer education leader, part of the real motivation to standing up these digital academies is it's good for the company because you're going to grow a stickier customer, but it's also good for the person who's consuming the content because the trend is that you want to be able to promote these digital skills that you've gained. So if you're a technology company, the more people, and this is exactly what we were talking about this morning, which is universities are now teaching AWS and Azure and Adobe and EMC and Dell, and they're teaching all of these technologies now because they're marketable skills for workers. Salesforce has done a great job at this. HubSpot's done a great job at this. Cisco, Juniper, it's a real strategy. So what we do is just enable that to happen really easily, very much focused on external customers. And then there is some kind of internal usage as well. Now, one of the things that we've seen is COVID has been accelerating this really significantly. So if you look at just this one slide here on the left, before COVID, kind of during and after COVID, it's as clear. Like we're all sitting here at home. Like it shifts the way that people think about searching for skills or searching for solutions to problems they have. These academies have started to drive a lot more top of funnel lead generation. And we work primarily with technology companies. And I say that because all of these firms, basically are like, look, I have a brand new technology or a brand new product. I'm competing for users because everyone's got alternatives now. I got to increase adoption and technology usage. And then I need to just maintain my customers and grow my customers. Like we're all thinking about that. But what's happening even more is that we found in COVID that high tech was always doing this. But now what we're starting to see is that other industries, we had a company recently that sells spa equipment to estheticians worldwide who said, I need to stand up a certification program to get estheticians trained on my products. We had a construction manufacturing company stand up a branded academy because they needed to train installers and distributors about their construction equipment. So many other industries are now seeing like, boy, a digital academy benefits us because it teaches people how to get knowledgeable about my stuff and then buy my stuff and use my stuff. That's it. So what we're seeing digital academies, digital customer academies really do is we find that we see prospects hitting a public website and then saying, oh, there's an academy here. I can learn some deeper knowledge and deeper information in training. So we see someone as a prospective buyer turn into a user of digital training academy content. Again, a course, a small subset of a course, a couple messaging pieces, but making it free, making it really available and accessible through the public website. Those users become smart enough to buy. They become buyers. Those buyers, now we say, all right, here's the bigger breadth of content that's available to you. Let's give you the master's level education. Let's get you certified level education. They become repeat buyers, and those repeat buyers turn into real experts. And those experts are who are product evangelists, who are super brand loyal, who are bring your technology from one company to the next company when they change roles or change jobs. It's a university student who learns it in college, who then brings it into their first job out of school. It's all the same thing. So, but we're seeing this top of funnel lead gen emerge much faster since COVID. So that's been happening like really, really quickly. And it's kind of neat to see. A customer of ours called UIPath. They are a robotic process automation company. It's an emerging technology. It's very, very fast growing. But the basics are, it's like you can build software bots to automate back-end work that used to be manual between multiple systems. You might have to close your books at the end of a month, and you got to copy and paste stuff from SAP or from a financial system to a Excel spreadsheet, from a spreadsheet to somewhere else. You know, we've all had to do these manual tasks between systems. What RPA can do at a very simplified level is automate that. So it can literally take content, can take data, can move things, can copy and paste, can put stuff together. It's incredible technology. We have an upfront learning experience in an academy that's completely branded, that runs in our framework, which is our platform to make, store content, create courses, create quizzes, create engagement, create all the stuff you need to do to train people, and then all running in a global cloud infrastructure. So it's super distributed, easy to share, easy to globally scale. One of the things, this is where we started to see this process happen, where you have a lot of visitors to the academy that have never bought anything. That is an opportunity for marketing. It's an opportunity for sales. It's an opportunity for data analytics to use this stuff and start to make the business case that, we can nurture those that haven't bought yet. We can get them into a free trial. We can monitor what they're learning after they get into a free trial. We can monitor where they dropped off and didn't do anything further. So you get this really good visibility. And I said it on the podcast recording right before this. I said it's interesting because marketing can get a little bit threatened by it because they're saying, "Oh wow, these training folks get a lot more insight than we're getting." And it's true. That's what you start to see. You start to see like, wow, we actually get better visibility into a prospect's behavior than downloading a white paper. But if you download a white paper, it's like, okay, show some interest. But if you're looking at an academy and viewing videos and watching a course and finishing a course, that shows a different level of engagement. That shows a much deeper, what we think opportunity is to go engage and speak and talk and try to figure out if you can solve their problems. So we started to learn this. And what I want to do is I'm going to demonstrate a little bit for you quickly here, some of what this looks like. So if you can, and anybody can go out here and do this, it's all very public. You can come out to UIPath.com and you'll notice their public website. And kind of what we see users do is, scroll through and kind of look at the basic marketing. But quickly, we're also starting to see under this support and service area, there is the academy that's publicly available. And if you come out here, and you can get right to the academy here, their CEO very much believes that in giving away everything for free. And part of that's because it's a newer technology. Part of it is because he believes in the kind of democratization of learning and engagement. And we work with companies that only sell their content in courses and learning. And now we work with a lot of companies that give it away completely for free. And I think there's benefits to both. And it depends where you are in your product, and it depends where you are in the maturity of your product. And I'd be happy to share what I've learned with that if anybody ever wants to talk about it more. But if you come in here and you go to see all courses, this branded academy, this academy.uipath.com, is us. It's Raven360. It's everything branded that you can see. And you can look at courses, which are, organized by category, organized by product, organized by difficulty level. You can see learning plans, which is really curriculum. So if I'm a RPA solution architect foundation, we can come in here and see that. But again, one of the most powerful things that we've seen is that the data that you're able to see, you have to start to partner with marketing, because they're off producing a bunch of content. Learning is off producing a bunch of content. And you want to partner with these guys kind of early if you want to start to use this stuff and get the best value from it. And we found that in customer education and with our customers is that it takes some internal selling. Like, you have to be able to willing to go to the head of marketing, head of sales, chief revenue officer, chief customer officer, and be able to say, look, we have an academy experience. Because look, for a lot of years, people, I think, have said, yeah, it's training. So what? Well, when you make it available on a public website and you start to see people actually consume and measure their engagement, it's a whole different level. Now it's like, you got to go sell that internally a little bit, show the value of it, prove that this is very, very powerful, useful data. And sales can use it to help sell. Marketing can use it to nurture and put it into nurturing campaigns. But you got to make some noise, and you got to build some presentations and start to talk about the power of it. And we talk about it all day because we see the power of it. And the power is, it helps you sell more product, guaranteed. Like, we've got incredible data that shows that. In fact, we had, and that's pre-sales. Don't forget, that is happening before someone ever even bought. So you're getting people to the point where they can then buy. Now, then we engage more. And Debbie Smith, who is part of CEdMA and just spoke on the podcast, a previous podcast, she said they did a measurement of customers that were trained versus not trained. And they watched customers for, I think, 12 to 15 months. So when they came up for renewal, those that had been trained and certified increased contract size by 67%. So it's like, it's astounding. You're like, so that's the kind of stuff where we as training-led growth believers go in and say, look, this content, this experience is going to drive net new sales. It'll help you drive churn reduction, and it'll help drive revenue growth over time. So renewals. And when you can say that, and by the way, we didn't even touch on like customer ticket reductions or things like that, or how tickets will change. They become less about how to do stuff and more about more complex problems. So we believe very much in that everyone should be using this data, using this content, standing up these experiences, linked right to the public website, made available for people to see in landing pages, and then using that data internally, selling it to marketing and sales, that it's super powerful, and then really debating internally. Do we charge? How much do we charge? What's a subscription worth? What's a certification worth? And how do we move it forward? So I am more than happy to talk about this with anyone who would like to speak more. You can kind of reach us through the public website. Raven360.com. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can email me, joe@raven360.com. And so thank you, everybody. And thanks for taking a look and joining. And hopefully we'll talk to you soon.